Hi everybody, Pat Hunting here with Technique Junkies, and today I'm going to be making the happy birthday card that you saw at the beginning of the tutorial. I'm going to be using a 3-layer stencil set. This is it. It has hearts in it, it has stars, and it has confetti. And it's 3 layers that were designed so that when they're lined up, they don't overlap, which makes it really great for layering them with different colors. So today, I'm going to be making this with inks, and I'm using Catherine Pooler inks in Suede Shoes, Mardi Gras, and In the Park, blending brushes, and I have a brush for each, Aladdin Diamond 24 carats. Now this is an iridescent glitter paste. So this particular paste has no paint color as the base. The only thing that gives it any sort of color is the shimmer in it. And you can see that the shimmer has green and yellow and blue and maybe even a little bit of pink glitter in it, which makes it look iridescent depending on how your eye sees the glitter and how the light hits it. So what I'm going to do is start with a piece of paper here. My paper here is 80-pound Nina Solar White, 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And what I'm doing is that I'm just lining it up on this sticky mat. And my sticky mat is a kind of sticky mat. I'm just using the edges of where the design is to line it up. And then I'm going to be taking one of these. It doesn't matter which one I start with. And you notice that I have these 3 yellow tabs here. Those are for just put on there for me to know that that is the lineup. Now, they have these holes in them that you could put them down and hold them on with, but I like to use these just to make it easy. I don't have to think about where they go. So I'm starting randomly just with these hearts. I could start with any of the designs, it wouldn't matter. I can start with any of the colors, it wouldn't matter because they're going to dry in between. I'm just so happening by starting with the hearts, and I'm working with my Misty just because it holds it firmly. You don't have to use a Misty. You can do it on a regular piece of paper, tape it down, do whatever you want to do. I just find it's easiest to line up the corner of the stencil into the corner here. And first thing I'm going to do is just quickly blend the ink color through the stencil using my blending brush. And this color is In the Park. I just want to get some color here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm not touching that. I'm leaving that in there, closing up my ink pad and getting out the Aladdin Diamond 24 carats. Now this 24 carats will pick up whatever color is beneath it. So if I used pink, it would look pink. If I used purple, it would look purple. So the nice thing about this 24 carats is these don't dry the way I've experienced other glitter paints drying because of this pouch. This pouch is pretty airtight, and this is a window, not a representation. So what you see here is actually the product. Air can't get into this. Most of the time when you have a glitter paint, you have a jar and you open that jar, and as soon as you open, air gets in there. And that's what starts to cure. It does its job. It cures with air. We don't have that situation here because of this nozzle, the blowhole as I like to call it. So I like to put a little bit on the bottom of my palette brush because you can always add more. And I hold my palette knife flat and I keep my finger on top of it so that I have leverage, and I push it into the holes. Now you see that there is not a whole lot of extra glitter paint on top there's not a whole lot of glitter paint on top of the stencil. That means I've pushed all that glitter paint into the stencil. I'm not shorting it. If I see any area that I feel needs more paint, I will definitely add more glitter paint. I want this to be glittery. So you do that, you simply lift it off, and I'm leaving my piece in place. Can you see? I don't know if you can see how glittery that is. Let me see if I can move the camera so you can see a little bit. You see all that glitter in there? It's so pretty. So let me get you reset here. I'm going to pause you right now and clean my stencil off. I'll let this sit for maybe 5 minutes. It just has to set enough where it doesn't smush when I put a stencil down on it again, and come right back to you. So I've taken the time to clean my stencil, and the best way to do that is just to walk to a water source, a faucet of some kind, and put hand soap on your hands and just rub it on as you're cleaning your hands, you're cleaning your stencil. I also want to say that if you leave this on your desk and you find it a day later even, it's not fatal. This does come off. It might not be as easy to come off as it is right away, but it does come off pretty easy. I just use totally awesome from the Dollar Tree, or $1.25 tree, as I like to call it. And I put it into a little container of water, and I just drop the stencil in there. And if I've left it for a day or so, I will leave it overnight, and the next morning I come and it pretty much rinses off. Tiny bit of rubbing sometimes, but not all that often. It does come off very well. It does not ruin your stencils. So that's how you clean this. Okay, so I just checked this, and I just stick my finger in there, and there's nothing coming up from it. It feels a little bit stiff. So that's good. That's what we want. So it's done enough where I don't feel like it's going to hurt it by me doing the next step. So I'm going to take, again, I'm going to put my yellow thing here. I'm sticking this right in the corner. And these are going to be the stars. And I'm going to be using suede shoes from Catherine Pooler with a blue blending brush. And again, just quickly blending through here, and I'll speed this up. Okay, so there you go. That's added on there. Anyway, so again, a little of the Aladdin Diamonds 24 Carats Pearly on the back. And now I'm just going to push it through, and I'll speed that up. Okay, and as you can see, I just lift that off when I'm done. And so as you can see, it's very shimmery, and it needs to dry before I put on the last layer. So I'll come back to you after I clean off the stencil and make sure it's dry. I want to mention that you can use a heat tool on these to dry these faster. We're finally ready to do our next layer. So I'm just going to take this and put them down. And again, I am just pushing it into the corner like I have it lined up. And I'm making sure my yellow is on that side because that's the way I set this up. And then the next color I'm going to use is Mardi Gras, Catherine Pooler Mardi Gras. And again, you can use any inks that you have, dye inks or dry. You can use pigment inks, but make sure you dry them before you use them. So let's speed this up. And when you're done, just lift it off, and your entire piece will have glitter, beautiful different colored glitter. Very cute. It fills your background up. So I'm going to finish off this card and come right back to you. You can see everything, including my sticky mac, is nice and clean. Let me show you the cards I've made with it. First of all, this is the birthday card I made using the background I just made. As you can see, it's shimmery, and I just used 2 different colors on the happy birthday. You could also use it without the glitter paste. So I used 3 same colors without the glitter paste in the background here. And it's just not as shimmery, but it's still very, very cute and very, very pretty. Much faster. I mean, you're not waiting for anything to dry here. So this is Hugs and Kisses and Birthday Wishes that I did with this one. That's a second card today. And then third, and I could have kept going with these forever, just using each stencil individually. I simply just used the stars stencil in the kit on a piece of teal paper, and I used the same 3 colors in the background. I just did them randomly on the star stencil, and then I turned the stencil 90 degrees. So in other words, if I had the stencil like this, and this is the sprinkles, but it's the same idea. If I had the stencil like this, I did it all through here, and then I turned it 90 degrees, and I did the stars again through there with the same colors. And I just mixed them up a little bit randomly to get that effect in the background. So those are that's our tutorial today. I just wanted to show you how you can get a lot of use out of these stencils, and the diamonds are just so pretty, the 24 karat diamond pearlies. Thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed our tutorial. I'll see you next time. Bye now.